Here we go again. What's happening, everybody? It's your man in the building today, repping the Astros. So what I'm gonna start doing is this right here. On my Facebook Live, what I do is I do a candy bar sampling and tell everybody about this particular candy bar. So on this particular show, my YouTube Gypsy Brown show, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sampling some drinks that, tell you what about them new drinks and stuff like that to try, whether to try them out or not. But today, I'm going to talk about some things going on. Like I said, I'm doing it every day. Appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, drop a like, dislike, a comment. If you want to see something you want to talk about, want me to talk about something, you want to know my opinion about something, more than happy to share that with you. All right, I'm going to kick it off today. Got my little notes over here I'm checking out, if you're wondering. All right, Dwight Gooden was arrested for cocaine possession. Okay, my question to everyone is, should Doc Gooden go to jail for that? And I ask that because he seems to have an illness. You know what I'm saying? He had problems with cocaine when he played in the NFL, Major League Baseball, MLB. I'm sorry. Doc Gooden played for the Mets, played for the Yankees, had a nice long career, but he had cocaine problems back then. And I asked the question, should he go to jail? Because he obviously has an illness. He needs some treatment. We're doing all kinds of things, putting money into this other drug. What is it? I forget the drug that they're putting so much money in. The crack. They never put money into crack. Crack is also an illness, in my opinion. Some people, just have that urge to do that type of stuff. So my question is to you, should Doc Gooden go to jail? My personal opinion, yeah, it's wrong, it's illegal, but we have to help those people that have those type of illnesses. If they're not hurting anyone to get it, which I don't believe he has, I think he should be, forced into treatment. And if he doesn't want that treatment, the other option is jail. So I think he should have an option of whether or not to go to jail. But there are a lot of drugs out here. People get hooked on painkillers, and stuff like that. So I think that you have to make these people get treatment. And if he doesn't want treatment, then your other option is whatever it was, 8x9. That's your other option. So that's my opinion on it. If you got a different opinion, drop something. I would definitely love to go back and forth with someone, anyone, everyone about that particular subject. But I just think that that's an illness. That Doc Gooden needs help. So and I think as one of our brothers, we should help him. Let's see, Richie Incognito. Okay, so Richie Incognito, he was the one football player that played at Nebraska, one of my favorite schools to watch play football when I was growing up. Turner Gill, Mike Rozier, I used to love those guys, Irvin Fryer back in the day. So Richie Incognito, again, has been suspended by the NFL for 2 games because he wanted to cut his dead father's head off. Okay, he was the one that got in trouble for using the N-word in the locker room and stuff like that. My opinion of Richie Incognito is he's another one, needs help. It's obvious he needs help, and if he doesn't want to get that help, then he shouldn't be allowed to play football. After all, a lot of people throw up Kaepernick, of course, because all Kaepernick did was take a stance against the obvious injustice that was going on, and people seem to want to make it about him disrespecting the flag. He said over and over he was not disrespecting the flag. Over and over, even had a military veteran, a Marine, tell him to take the knee because he was actually sitting down before. So he took the knee, and it just seems like nothing could please folks. So I have no problem with him expressing himself the way he did, but The NFL had a problem with it, and then he had a settlement with the NFL, which undisclosed settlement. They had to sign that the letter to that they couldn't talk about it, but they tried to say it was only $10 million. There's no way it was only $10 million. There's no way. So we won't know that for another 30 years. But there's no way it was only $10 million that he and Eric Reed settled for. So you can believe that if you want to. But Richie Incognito has been allowed to play football when he needs help. So you want to cut your dead father's head off. He punched a hole in the wall. He was with his grandmother. So I guess he got angry with his grandmother, got into an argument with his grandmother, and punched a hole in the wall. So the guy needs help. And if he, like I said, again, if Richie Incognito doesn't want to get that help, then he should not be allowed to play football. Plain and simple. It's a privilege to play a professional sport. Myself was a professional basketball player for 13 years. For those that don't know who I am, played for 12 different teams in 13 years. And it was just a joy to do it, It was living a dream. So people ask me, what were the hardest times? There was really no hard times about playing professional basketball or being a professional athlete. You get first class everything. You get to go to all kinds of places you would never get to go. I would have never gone to England. I would have never gone to Japan. I would have never gone to Italy, had it not been for professional basketball. So, it's enabled me to go a lot of places. And for future athletes, I would like to say, don't let basketball define you. That's not who you are. I mean, you do that for a living, but use basketball to open up other doors for you, because they love to be around athletes. People love to be around people that are on television that are positive and stay positive. You know what I'm saying? But Richie Incognito, again, back to him, needs some help. So let's try to get him some help. Or you can't play. Period. You can't play. All right? Let's see what else. Okay. The NFL. Stay on the NFL. This is Gypsy Brown. We're going to jump around. That rhyme. Gypsy Brown, we're going to jump around. But NFL is talking about an 18-game schedule. Okay? My personal opinion. This is what I say. So, if the NFL wants to play an 18-game schedule, what they need to do is guarantee the players' contracts. Right now the players' contracts aren't guaranteed. They get assigned. So for an example, if the players sign a $50 million contract, okay, $50 million contract, 20 of it is a signing bonus. They have to work for the other 30. So if you're going to make them play 18 games, how about we guarantee the whole 50 million? You know what I'm saying? So guarantee that whole 50 million. So guarantee their contracts if you're going to extend their games. Because right now, I think the owners are really getting over, because it looks like only like the quarterbacks are the ones that really get paid. The running backs have started to get paid now. Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon is holding out for more money, but the running backs are starting to get paid now. But if you're going to extend it 18 games, and the NFL player rep, Maurice, I forget his last name, but Maurice said that it's not in the players' best interest, for them to extend the season 18 games. Now, if you extended 18 games, also, you need to cut the preseason. Just cut the preseason probably to maybe it's 4 games now, cut it to 2 games. That would be a great start, but guaranteeing the contracts would help out so much more, in my opinion, if you're going to extend it to 18 games. So that could be a good trade-off right there. Female sports leagues, okay? Female sports leagues are coming, so now you've had the women's soccer. They have a professional sports league. I just happen to be sitting around watching television, flipping the channels, and they have a hockey league, women's hockey league. So I know they do have a women's football league. So women's sports leagues are coming. I think it's great. You have a lot of women who, I drive around, I see women running all the time and, playing golf and playing tennis and, doing all these things. So I think it's good, these women's sports leagues. So hopefully there will be money to invest in these leagues, because that would be great. We find money for wars, so let's find money for things for our people to enjoy. We find money to give to other countries. And I'm not trying to get political, but I'm just saying we find money to give to other countries, but then we can't find money to pay teachers more. You know what I'm saying? Teachers spend more time with your kids than the parents do. So, we have to find money to pay the teachers as well. Didn't mean to get off on that kick, but just saying, we can find some money for these women's leagues. Probably start out, okay, you got a hockey league. Let's start out where hockey is big, where people will come out and see them first. Like a women's hockey league probably wouldn't do well in North Carolina, where I live. North Carolina, it probably wouldn't do well because we have the Carolina Hurricanes, but I don't see, where there's a market for it there. But start out in places where there might be a market for it. Minnesota might be a great market. They love hockey up that way. Minnesota, somewhere. Where's another place they love hockey? A big city. You might have a nice women's pro league. And New York City, because of the population, I'm sure there's some women out there. You could find 15 to 20 women that would be willing to play. So that's something that I think is on the rise. And last but not least, I want to talk about the California Angels. They've been on the road a while, I guess, and Tyler Scraggs, I guess, passed away while they were on the road. Very sad situation. He was a young guy. I think he's about 27 years old, and they finally had their first home game, and the pitchers combined to throw a no-hitter. So I think that was really special. You can't say enough about how short your pro career is and how short life is. But, your professional career is only a short part of your life. So to see that is great, for the Angels to come back home and be able to throw that no-hitter. And it's something that probably inspires the guys. Like I've played on professional teams, but I haven't played on a professional team where during the season one of our guys had died. That's got to be hard to deal with, and then you have to eventually play that game. The closest I've come to that was back in 2001 or 2001 when Bobby Fields, a teammate of mine, he died in a car accident. He was killed in a car accident, but he was killed actually before I came back. I was in San Antonio at the time, and when I came back, it's just like, some of the guys just weren't the same, and it was, I think one of my teammates, Eldon Campbell, actually was behind him in the car accident and actually pulled up and saw him in the car, deceased. And, he was never the same. Eldon was never the same. So I would imagine that, being on the road and you just probably just talk to the guy. You've been on the plane, you fly a private plane. You've been on the plane with the guy and probably playing cards, talking junk, talking about different things. And you get up the next day to go to bat around or whatever we used to call shoot around for us, but basketball players, but, or batting practice. And say, hey, where's Tyler? Hey, somebody go to the room, check on him, and they open the room, and he's passed away. So my heart and condolences goes out to the Angels. So we'll be watching their situation and pulling for them. You know what I'm saying? So pulling for them because everyone loves a success story, and those guys should be proud to have played with them. But that's all your boy got today. Like I said, leave a like, leave a dislike. I rocked the Astros hat today for my people in H-Town. But like I said, I collect hats, so you might see a new hat every time I step on the show. But yeah, it's Gypsy Brown. We're gonna talk about some stuff. I'm enjoying this, having a good time, having some fun. So subscribe to the channel so when I drop one. I'm gonna drop one every day. Every day, it's something going on every day. Not a whole lot is going on as far as in the sports world. But we don't just talk sports here. We talk sports, we talk life, we talk all that. So, so hopefully you enjoy it. Have a good time. Have as much fun as I do. And hey, we'll see you next time. All right. Take care. And remember, always be nice. It's not that hard. And try to make somebody smile. Try to make somebody smile. Let that be your goal. Every day, try to make somebody smile. You never know. You might make someone's day. All right? So take care and peace.